Wall Street's growing involvement in crypto. What if the biggest players in finance were quietly loading up on crypto while everyone else's eyes were somewhere else? Welcome back to JRNY TV, where we take the chaos of crypto and make it make sense for everyone, no matter your experience. Today we are diving into something that it should have everyone sitting up. Wall Street isn't just peeking at crypto anymore. They're walking in the front door, quietly and strategically. And if you blink, you may miss the next wave that sends everything skyrocketing. For the longest time, crypto felt like this wild, wild west playground, mostly for degen traders, tech nerds, and retail investors hunting for the 100x pumps. But now the game is changing and fast. Wall Street isn't just waiting around anymore, and big banks, asset managers, as well as hedge funds, they are gradually weaving crypto into their portfolios, investment products, and even their infrastructure. The shift isn't loud, but it is definitely deep. These institutions are making real moves that could reshape the entire market. And here's the thing, this isn't just about some Bitcoin buys. We're talking about ETFs, spot products, trading platforms, and legal teams pushing for regulatory clarity. They're not testing the waters, they're building the pool. And as the big dogs move in, the narrative around crypto is transforming from weird internet money to a full-blown institution-backed asset class. The ripple effect? Yeah, it might just turn into a tsunami. Strategic moves by Wall Street giants. So let's be real. Wall Street isn't just interested in crypto anymore. They're actually planning a takeover, quietly, methodically, and they have deep pockets. It's not about jumping in for a quick flip. It's about planting their flags early, building that infrastructure, and laying down their claim to what they think may be the backbone of their next financial system. Want proof? Look at BlackRock. They're not just applying for a Bitcoin ETF to be trendy. They're doing it because they know what the next big asset class is. That move alone says we're here for the long game. But BlackRock's not alone. Fidelity, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, all just to name a few, those are not names that move fast unless the prize is massive. And behind the scenes, they're setting up crypto trading desks, launching custody solutions, and even working on their own tokenization platforms. That's right. We're talking about serious infrastructure that makes crypto more accessible for all and every traditional investor. Not only are they getting ready to onboard millions in capital, but they're making sure that they control the lanes that the money moves through. And here's where it gets even more wild. They're doing this through products like futures, options, and spot ETFs, tools traditional investors already understand and trust. That's kind of a big deal. It lowers the learning curve and invites trillions in sidelined capital to float into crypto without retail level friction. So while most of the headlines are still arguing over memes and halving charts, Wall Street's over there rewriting the rules. And if you're paying attention, you realize that they're not just joining the party, they're hosting it. Institutional adoption and the impact of the crypto markets. Let's talk about the tidal wave that's already rolling in. Institutional adoption. A few years ago, if you said Tesla or MicroStrategy would be stacking Bitcoin on their balance sheets, people would have laughed you out of the room. But here we are. Those moves weren't just headlines, they were signals. And they cracked open the door for every single institution that was waiting on the sidelines, watching, asking, and is it safe to get in yet? Now, that door is huge. It's wide open. And recent surveys show that nearly half of institutional investors, well, they now see crypto, especially Bitcoin and Ethereum, as viable long-term plays. And it's not just the big two. Money is finally flowing into altcoins that bring real-world utility, like Cardano, Polkadot, and of course, Ethereum, with its massive DeFi footprint. Institutions aren't dumb. They're hunting for scalable tech, solid tokenomics, and ecosystems that can survive the hype cycles. But it's not just the Teslas or the hedge funds. Venture capital is pouring into early stage crypto projects at record pace. And we're talking billions of dollars being deployed into the next wave of blockchains with a B, infrastructure layers and real world asset protocols. They're all trying to find the next Solana before it's Solana. This kind of capital injection, well, it fuels dev teams, accelerates adoption, and pushes the space forward faster than retail ever could. Bottom line, this isn't just Bitcoin season. It's an entire market shift, and it's being powered with whales with 9-figure wallets. The US government's role and regulation changes. Alrighty, so we've talked about Wall Street and institutions, but here's the big wild card, Uncle Sam. For 4 years, crypto's been caught in this awkward limbo, regulated like property, taxed like a security, and then scrutinized like it's some kind of financial time bomb. But that fog's finally starting to clear. Thank goodness. Washington's waking up. Good morning. And the regulations that once felt like a threat, well, they might actually be the very thing that unlocks the next level of adoption. We are already seeing it. There's movement on stablecoin frameworks, chatter around the centralized exchanges that are needing more transparency, and whispers of new classifications for digital assets. And here's the twist. Institutions love this stuff. They want clear rules, not chaos. The lack of regulation has been one of the biggest barriers to entry for the biggest players. But now, with DC putting crypto on the official agenda, well, and even exploring a digital dollar, the floodgates could be about to open. And yeah, some folks are worried about central bank digital currencies, commonly known as CBDCs, legacies taking the soul of crypto. Well, fair. But on the flip side, it could legitimize blockchain in the eyes of the masses and pull in billions of users who have never even touched a wallet or heard of a MetaMask. And the government getting involved doesn't mean crypto is dying. It means it's going mainstream. And when the regulators stop swinging hammers and start drawing blueprints, well, that's when the market gets real interesting real fast. The future is bright for crypto. But what's next? So here's the big question. Where does it all go from here? If you've been paying attention, you already know the answer. Up. Maybe not in a straight line, maybe not tomorrow, but we all know the momentum is real. Wall Street's moving in, the government's laying down the rails, and crypto itself is leveling up faster than most people realize. This is not the wild, wild west anymore. It's starting to look a lot more like the early days of the internet, right before everything exploded. Look at the tech. We've got layer 2s like Optimism and Arbitrum scaling Ethereum. We've got Polkadot pushing cross-chain interoperability. Solana is getting faster, Cardano's maturing, and new narratives like real-world assets, RWAs, they're heating up. The infrastructure, it's getting better by the week. User experience, security, regulation, it's all slowly falling into place. We're not just gambling on meme coins anymore. We are building financial plumbing for the next generation. And the best part, most people don't even see it coming. They're stuck watching headlines, waiting for some safe signal. But smart money, it's already positioning. So ask yourself, are you gonna wait for the headlines to tell you it's time? Or are you gonna see the writing on the wall before the next wave hits? Because if this plays out the way that it's shaping up, the biggest bull run in crypto history, it might not be ahead of us. It might be already starting. If you found today's video valuable, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and smash that notification bell so you never miss our next video. As always, the future belongs to those who start preparing for it today. Thanks again for watching JRNY TV. We will see you in the next one.